another PJ Talk. PJ Talk stands for Pajama Time Art Live Chat, and I finally learned to say that without stumbling. So, we talk about art and life and the artist's life here. And tonight, our topic is underpaintings, not underpants, underpaintings. And we will chat about that in just a few minutes. Tonight, my drink is the wonderful probiotic lemon tea from lemon ginger tea from Stash. And no, from Bigelow. And I also put cream in it, which means that it now tastes like lemon bar or something yummy like that. And so let us cheer one another and drink. So if you're watching, please drop a comment in the chat, and I will be watching to make sure, and I'm just checking Facebook, and I will be watching to be sure that I catch all of your comments. Yes, so today I had the privilege of sitting with my mom for a while my brother took my dad and kind of just got him out of the house for a while. My dad is caring for my mom while she's really sick, and he gets tired. And so we were trying to give him a little bit of a break. And I was just going to be sitting working on my computer all day anyway. So it worked out perfectly. And I enjoyed some time with my mom. So that was wonderful. And while I was working on that, I was able to set up my website and my web store where you can buy gift cards. So buying art for other people is kind of hard. It's awkward. You don't know what they like. You don't know what kind of spaces they have on their walls, stuff like that. Buying it for them is hard, but buying a gift certificate where they can pick out their own art is easy, and I've made it possible in my web store. So just wanted to highlight that really quick, and also mention very quickly that the newsletter comes out next week. So get yourself signed up for that. Where? At www.estherljones.com. And so those are some things that you can think about doing. And so I was able to set that up. So yay, go me. Learning how to do WordPress is an accomplishment in itself. And I wouldn't want to have to learn another platform, honestly. So I champion WordPress because of that. I've learned it, and I don't want to learn another one. So WordPress is my go-to. However, if you have a simple question about WordPress that you need help with, I would be happy to see if we can figure it out. I do have a wonderful person who hosts my website on her servers, and also fixes things if they go wonky for me. But the rest of the work I do myself on my website. So I would love for you to visit and give me some feedback on it. Did you like it? Were you able to find what you wanted to see? Did you enjoy reading it? I would love that. So website, and I even took a nap today, took a little tiny nap. And now it's time to, and I also was able to do, I've been working really hard on getting myself into the studio to paint. For whatever reason, since I started to pivot my business getting into the studio to actually do what I was pivoting my business to do, which is do art and music, has been hard. So I made myself a commitment last week that I was going to get in the studio for a minimum of an hour each day, and I have exceeded that every day, except maybe today. Today was a little bit crunchy as far as squishing it in. So, what else? Oh, and if you are watching on Facebook, you may or may not have noticed that I put up for a vote 5 reference photos, and I asked people to vote which one they wanted me to paint, and they did, and so I'm working on it, and I can't wait to show it to you guys when it gets closer to being finished. So let's talk about underpaintings. It happened again today on one of my art groups that I frequent called Monet Cafe. It is a really nice group of pastelists. Excuse me, a really nice group of pastelists. And I enjoy that group very much. But I was going through the posts, and sure enough, there was a newbie there saying, "What the heck is an underpainting and what do you use it for?" So I think that happened to me too. Whenever I was a newbie, I was like, what is this thing, an underpainting, and why would I want to do it? So as we've already spoken about in the last couple of nights, an underpainting is just whatever you put on the canvas or the paper first. For me, it's paper. For other people who are painting with liquid mediums, it's canvas. So, why is my phone going off? The underpainting is a map. That's all it is. And it can be as simple as toning the paper, or it can be really, really intricate where you put the whole thing in all the correct values, in complementary colors, and it can be really, really intricate. And then you just finish it by putting on a few things, a few highlights. So underpaintings are very personal. There are lots and lots of techniques. Heck, you could make up another one on your own. Some people have. Make up another underpainting technique. There are lots of different kinds, and it just depends on what you want to see when you finish your painting. So it's not all about just copying the photo, not at all. Why would you want to put in the complementary colors in your underpainting and then put the local color on top? Okay, so first of all, let's do some definitions. Think about the color wheel. The color wheel tells you what a complementary color is. So whatever color you're looking at the top, at the bottom is its complementary color. If you have red at the top, green's going to be at the bottom. If you have blue at the top, orange is going to be at the bottom. So let's say that I had a painting that I wanted to do, and the dominant color was blue. So, but I want this painting to have an intensity. I want it to have some richness. So I might put in all the places where I would put blue, I might put that value of orange in first. And then I would make sure that it wasn't going to move around. So for pastel, it'll move around if you brush something else over it. So For that, I would take some alcohol on a brush and I would dampen it with the alcohol and let it dry. Once it dries, it's going to be there. It's not going to move around. And then I can go back over with the blue. And because of the nature of pastel, when it just catches on the little grains of grit that are on the paper, it's going to show that orange through. Now, you're not going to necessarily see that orange, but what you will perceive is that there's a richness to the color. You might see the color through, and if you do, what it's going to look like is kind of a little sparkle to it. So that's one way to use an underpainting, and one that I use quite often is a complementary color underpainting. And remember that you're going to put in your values as well, your darks, your mid-tones, and your lights, and emphasize those so that it'll be a good painting. And then you put your local colors. Local color just means the color that it is. If you're looking at my shirt and my shirt is green, you would paint it green, okay? That's a local color. So my cheeks are pink, you're gonna paint it pink, all right? But underneath, you might have put a greenish color in order to bring out the skin tones. So it's all very fun and exciting to do that and put in a complementary color underpainting. I can do that in pastels with alcohol, as I mentioned, or as I mentioned last night, I can use an oil stain underpainting. And also get the benefit of those weird drips and blooms that will do, which will add not only sparkle and color, but texture. Or I could use the ink, the water-soluble ink painting, underpainting, where you put it on kind of like a crayon very lightly, and then you go back over it with water and it turns into ink and looks almost like a watercolor, except that it does actually dye the paper so that you couldn't clean that off like you could wash it off if it was watercolor. So those are different ways to do underpaintings. And that's one technique to use with it, the complementary color underpainting. So one technique that we've talked about is the 4 values, okay? You just pick a color and do a dark, a medium dark, a medium light, and a light, and you make sure you put your values in, and then you put the alcohol over it so it'll stay. That's for pastels only. And then you actually put the local colors on that, and that helps guide you. It's a map to the values. Values do the work, color gets the glory. So values are super important in your paintings. Well, that's all I have for tonight, unless you have a question or a comment, and I will be talking to you again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Kyle, I'm sorry, I just now noticed that you were there. All right, thanks for being there. Thanks for watching. And I will see you guys again tomorrow night. Good night.